It's early in the morning. I have a few things going on today. So I did say I was going to turn up early for the Twin Flame Collective Consciousness. So good morning, everyone, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. We're going to get down to the energy and see what's coming through. And directly after the session, if you do wish to have a super chat, you can at $11 a question. I've got, how many more zodiacs? I've got 8 up already. So I've got 4 to do, which I should get through them pretty quick, although my schedule's pretty full. And then they'll be open to the public. At the moment, the members have them, and they've got the extension. So if you do want to go through and look at any of the Twin Flame videos, the extensions, they're all in the Members Hub. And Giggle mentioned to me that on the telephone browser, you can't see the join button. So if you do want to join, I'll have to look at the settings on YouTube and see what the go is with that. You can go to the information directly below, or you can go onto the computer, onto the main page, and the join button's there. Good old joy of technology these days. So half the community won't even know that I'm coming live. I may share it to the main platform and say, hey, by the way, live. Hi. So funny. It's a bit what I've got to do in the Members Hub, really. I need to turn around and tell everyone through the community tab that I'm live, because we do it unlisted. So, have you guys been getting out of your heads, or are you in your head? Okay, we're going to run it down. Number 1, moving towards the full moon in Aquarius. It's going to be heavy. You're going to get angry if you're not already. Okay, the shadow work you're doing right now is to prepare you for the transits. And also, because we do have the Virgo placements, you're going to be in your head, especially for certain zodiac signs. It can be your best friend or it can be your enemy. You can utilize it in a healthy way or you can use it in a toxic way. What do I mean? It will mean you are thinking. If you can shift your thinking onto practical things, fantastic. And it depends on the circumstances. But Virgo at the moment, which I know Giggle is Libra, it's 12th house, which is psychology. But it's also looking at the devil in the detail. It's like, what did that mean? When they said that, when they did this, you know, we're in our headspace. And also the full moon in Aquarius does link back to 2020. If you look back, just to give you an idea of what's coming and how we shouldn't react, go have a look at 2020 between July and August. And look at the news, July and August. This is the current astrology themes that will be coming through. It can be rebellion, it can be riots, it can be anger and aggression, frustration due to having to be Cancer at home. It may be inner child wounds. And we're going to have a deeper perspective after the full moon. After the full moon, it bodes better for addressing things. I do the super chats at the end of the session, though. Anywho, so let's see what's coming through for. So for the collective consciousness, you're going to find at the moment this is a very emotional time. Very emotional. But it's also, you know, the songs that I put up in the community tab were through my process of ascension and separation. They also were from doing the shadow work. And it was interesting because when you do look at Sigrid, she is for a very young lady, very, very spiritual. And the next song that I put up, which really relates to the current trends and the psychic downloads that I got for the Twin Flame Collective, is that, how do I put it? When we do the shadow work and when we disconnect the emotion, you know, unconditional love. Let's talk about unconditional love. Unconditional love first has to come down to self. And a lot of times in my twin flame path, I actually felt I was putting the right foot forward. It wasn't until after I had the last separation that I did do a lot of shadow work. And I was actually looking at it, and that song came up, as I mentioned. And with the song, when I initially listened to it, which was Strangers, it's talking about how she's had a revelation that, you know, okay, has everything been based on a fallacy? You know, am I delusional? Is this stupid that I'm thinking this way? And when I was listening to this in the shadow effect, I actually then realized how we all do such, because we are playing chess. We're playing chess to get the best outcome. It's not one of those situations in Twin Flame Path where you can fake it till you make it. So although I was being authentically myself at times, I wouldn't say things, I wouldn't do things. And it did feel like I was walking on eggshells. Then when I moved beyond that, because I realized it wasn't authentic to the new version of who I was, I started reacting to the situations differently. So within the song, at the end stage, I would do the dancing because the inner child wounds do come down to the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra? The yellow chakra. So by moving, dancing, singing, even if it was a sad song, I tried to find the happiness in is that I found myself. And through finding myself and knowing what my needs were, and merely loving myself and saying, this is what my need is. But the attachment, which is, and interestingly enough, you know, Giggle's sister put a post up. I'm friends with her on Facebook. And, you know, her post was really interesting. It was to do with attachments and codependency. Which was beautiful in an analogy, and it's when we have expectations, you know, great expectations, and expectations you know, get dashed, not because it's wrong to have a benchmark, but because not everyone's perfect, and because sometimes we're not honoring what we need, and we're kind of sidetracking ourselves and giving a little bit too much against the grain of who we directly are. And sometimes things do just happen where they don't make sense. You know, I did go through the shadow phase of trying to make sense of my masculine's mind. Spent a good 25 years doing that. And then I realised we all are the black sheep. Now, doesn't mean if you say no that there is going to be a bad outcome. Absolutely not. Polar opposite. It actually is finally where your body will be more at ease. This is the crazy thing. We fear actually standing up for ourselves, and it doesn't have to come through in an aggressive way. It doesn't even have to come through in a conversation. Through my silence and my inner truth and making peace with what I feel I need to do right now, I am doing, and I'm honoring it. And in the shadow phase of it, it's also looking at the polarity, that unconditional love, you know, and inner peace and self-union won't look aggressive anymore when you do reach that. Because when you do, you are purely choosing what's correct for you, and it won't matter what the divine masculine does, because when we say we live in our truth, at that point, if that is that person's truth and it doesn't match yours, it means it doesn't match. It doesn't mean it's there like that forever. We all change. So the download that I had at the moment is divine feminines are changing the way in which they are reacting to divine masculine. And it's odd. It's almost like if you're interacting, it's by allowing the transformation to happen at the moment that is the key to it. And I do see it happening between now and August, a shift occurring. So it's by not doing that is actually creating it. It's helping the person find their clarity alone. Okay. Physical health, Ascension 101. We are not feeling stable, either side, yin to the yang. Now, the new moon in Cancer was a masculine frequency, which does mean both feminine and masculine are in their masculine element of I need to do something. Now, in theory, in a connection, there is an empath, hi Eddie, and there is the doer, the masculine, and it can be either sex, but we have both inside us, and we're moving into yin and yang, but two masculines can't be operating together, right? And, you know, it's science. So when both are butting heads like a lioness, but a tiger, it's not going to work. And and it can look like victim perpetrator. So if you're looking at a situation, be it it's on the masculine side or the feminines, and you find that they're giving their power away, they're not creating healthy boundaries, enabling and helping and motivating and saying, it's like you literally have to let go and allow it. Drop the bubble wrap. Allow it, because the lesson is learned and the disconnect happens, the growth happens, but you've got to trust the process. So at the moment, neither side of masculine and feminine are feeling grounded completely. We're looking at a new foundation. We have Pluto retrograde at the moment. We're halfway through that point. We're looking at our foundations and we're trying to get momentum moving forward. But we're also looking at the fallacy between what is grounded and what is not. What is grounded in a sense is there's so many things happening, right? There's so many things happening in the world. Some of us are looking at, okay, what are we basing our paradigm on? And a paradigm is always within our own consciousness, right? Our own consciousness of our direct experience. So it's a tunnel. It's a viewpoint. Two parties at the moment are having very unique experiences. And because we do have Jupiter in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, it's expansion and it is linked in the astrology to the masculine. So what does that mean? It means they're doing a lot of shadow work. It does mean that there could be toxicity, polarities that are happening that are causing angst and tension, unwellness. Jupiter is dipping back into Aquarius on the 28th, and we are having the full moon in Aquarius. This time of the retrograde was also to help both masculines and feminines look at maybe how we needed to redirect our energy in particular facets of our life, and what to let go of and what wasn't working. And it's almost routine based. So with a lot of us at the moment, we want to be at home, maybe we want to nurture ourselves. It might be our diet and our eating is coming down to emotions. Eating mama's, spaghetti that she used to make or something like that. It's tradition. But it's also the values. Some of you are thinking, have I done enough? Am I awake enough? And this is on both masculines and feminine side. How much more of this ascension do we have to go? You will find it will stop. It won't stop, it'll change. The style of it, when you reach union with self, will change. We also are having Juno move direct. So this is where everything shifts. When it goes retrograde, we are reflecting. It's in the house of Sagittarius. It's linked to traditional unions. So moving forward does mean there's going to be sudden drastic changes. It's a little bit like Uranus and Taurus. It's going to be sudden and drastic. It can be suddenly they were in a connection, suddenly they're not. And you do have that window at the minute where for the next 3 months there is a grand opening for reunions and reconciliation. So, but you do have a purge first. I mean, I'm in union and I don't really connect in with union or reunion. I'm in duality at the moment. I dip in and dip out. And you still do work within reunion union. Okay? I think it's almost 3 years. I was thinking about that the other night. I was like, shit. So, you do things differently. So this cycle at the moment, where we felt we were stuck, we had to be shown. And that's between masculine and feminine. Both parties were particularly feeling stuck. I feel feminines have become quite vocal about the situation. They want the action and the movement. And masculines are facing their shadow of their co-creativity. Mirror work. Mirror work. When one's stuck, we're both stuck. Aries and Chiron, the wound. We're going to look at it. We're fearing, what do we need to let go of? Sometimes we can look at the polarity and it's so 3D. And at times, yes, I said to myself, am I a twin? Am I the karmic? Is this even real? Am I delusional? The psychic attacks would come through. The spiritual attributes of things where I physically couldn't question it. When I did lower the ego to a degree and I was more grounded, I was like, okay, do I feel I need to do something on my side? And I would always do the mirror work once I was grounded. I was like, okay, do I need to look at this from a different perspective? Do I need to look at where I haven't been speaking my truth? Where I haven't been having a benchmark and needs that are, higher? Am I delaying an inevitable of what I need to do? Can I speak my truth? And sometimes there can be blockages in our life with separate people. So when you do go into separation, you can have synchronistic energies play out to heal you in a mirror effect with your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your co-workers. And then coming back into it, you'll have the same. So there is upgrades and changes, but it's teaching you something to purge an old belief. So if there is a blockage in movement, there is a belief of a situation. And at the moment, we're going to be super, super firm on our beliefs with the Leo transit. And we're also going to feel wounded. And we're going to be concerned and feel burdened. Temporarily. Temporarily. It's very, very heavy. It has been heavy for a good 8 to 9 weeks. So what we're saying to ourselves is, you know, have I been selling myself short? Is there something within my power that I can do? You know, am I in the right location with the right people doing the right things? Where is my spiritual core? A judgment is coming up for both parties. So this is going to have a judgment on it, and it is going to arrive to some sense of where this proposal is at, where it is, what's happening, how to look at it, what you both want. But some of you, it's almost like both parties are thinking, if one moves forward, the other's going to shift, and if the other moves forward, the other's going to shift. It's almost like, I really do feel the Sidrid video really does link to the collective consciousness of both parties are feeling that it's too much of a risk. That if we were to speak our truth, regardless of the circumstances, and you can really speak in code, we all at any given point in the time, I would always say if you're in separation and you want to say anything, make it from a statement. So it's not a question. It's not, I'm doing this to get a raise out of you. I'm making a direct statement of my truth. I'm making peace with it and I'm letting go. And that can be what your benchmark needs are. That can be that you're choosing to move forward. That can be that you're choosing to look at it from a different view. But it's not to, you know, get that person to call you. It's merely because a lot of times with the opposite party, you will find you're so disorientated from inboxing or getting a communication and then feeling it's a very one-sided transaction. So you need to, in the mirror effect, use that to your advantage, and you also can do the same thing. And that's very much what I did with my twin. He would respond back to me. A lot of you who have been following me, he knows he's a bloody celebrity due to his terminology. I would ask him, he would ask me a question, and when I would ask him a question, it was just a one letter, and it was K. It was okay, but it wasn't okay, that's fine, great, thank you for that. It would be the letter K, that would be it. So I started mirroring that back to him, and it made him extremely cross, and it would get him to directly contact me. So many times we need to look at what the mirror is teaching us, and we then need to exhibit it back to that person to show them directly what they're doing. So we're scared that there's going to be some nastiness. We're scared that we're going to get hurt more than we have. We're also scared that by living authentically by our truth, you know, we're always going to get this lackluster situation going on. But there could be arguments, so to speak. So the argument sense is almost like you psychologically could be arguing with yourself. I know there was a few comments in the community tab over the last week, and it was relating to their beliefs inside the twin flame connection, and that 5D was on a healthier octane than the 3D for them currently due to the circumstances. And because I do actually coach psychically and through energy, similar to Abraham Hicks, I directly in my twin flame journey, it's like a bloody channel. I'm just going to break it down pure and simple. If you believe a person that you're connected to, your twin, is stuck and maybe can't own their power and can't deal with their toxicity or a pattern that they've got, mind and heart, we've got Leo there, is the biggest manifestor on the planet. If you can get grounded enough, you need to rewire your belief system, and it changes the equation. So when I was manifesting the whole way through my twin flame path, I just thought I was psychic. And anything that I was fearing, within 24 hours it would happen. I would fear that a karmic would be in the connection, bang, a karmic would turn up. I'd fear that he would have a child with somebody else, bang, he'd get the karmic pregnant. So anything I thought directly happened because it was my fears within my chakra system I was holding in the joint energy of sacral chakra, which is energy of anger, fear, codependency. It's empowerment as well. But when I was harnessing that, I was malefically manifesting the worst octane. So if you are looking at your twin flame and you think it's safer on the 5D, yes, it is, but also you are reducing your ability to believe in the 3D. You can have a physical, beautiful connection. So I needed to integrate inside my belief systems and say, no, as I have risen above every mountain, yes, true, I'm not stronger than my masculine. And it wasn't that I didn't have empathy. I then switched it to faith and went, as I have done such, I know you can do such, and you'll do whatever you feel is correct for you. And I also switched it, so instead of telling myself he couldn't tackle X, Y, or Z, I would then rewire and go, but that's not my job because I can't do it for him. I can do what, and I'd look at how it would come up in my life. And that was my shadow work I'd do. So feminines, at the minute, you're ever so quiet. You're like, Yildiz talks too much. Throat chakra. You want to take actions. You want words. You want to hear something, you want to feel something, you want to do something. You can feel a bit like, you know, you're questioning your faith. You're like, oh, you're thinking, you're up in your head. In my head, it's never going to happen. Safer on the 5D than the 3D. They're never going to get their shit together. Why did they do that? Did I do something? Emotions. All the things said running through my head. Yeah. I had to switch it. I remember putting my masculine, and I still have him there, but it got me up there too now. I had my masculine on a bloody throne for 20-something years, and he hated himself. He absolutely hated himself. And I was like, dude, I don't know what's wrong with you. You're the king, you know, you're so fun. You're easy going, you got everything going for you. And meanwhile, they're like, nah, I'm this, I'm that. And it's just that poor self-talk. And it's like, you can't heal other people. You can speak, you can lead by example, you can give them the tools, I can hand them to you. What you do with them and how you digest them and how you address them in your life is purely our own personal journeys. So just like me to you, and just like you to me, we all heal each other. So too is masculine, and they're having their own personal experience. Now, a lot of times the reason why we get so bloody caught up in our heads is because we see a circumstance that has been playing out forever, and maybe at times we enabled it, that we are fearing that. And I'll give you an example. I had in my belief system that because I dealt with the circumstance a particular way, that was the only perspective I really had to come through, is that was how my masculine was going to directly deal with it. And that was polar opposite. It was very sudden for him. When masculines make up their mind, you know, I had to admit to myself when masculine returned, he was ahead, I was behind. Because I had done the integration work. I'd looked at it from very different perspectives. But then I shifted and I went, oh my God, it's here. What am I going to do now? Wow, is it? I wasn't looking as is it or isn't it? Because what I learned was every day is a new day. And if somebody changes their mind, that's okay too. But if I've got my cup full, I've got my friends, I've got my family, I know who I am. Nothing can ever be taken from me. It's already been taken, but I've filled it back up and I've used those wounds to really benefit me and make peace with things, so everything's ever so practical. When I have conversations in the coaching sense, I always can find the wound. And that is because sometimes on the sonics of the energy that comes through, you can hear whether a person is reenacting a previous experience, and you should then, away from your ego, understand, okay, they are reenacting a previous experience. So it can be you having a conversation with your feminine or your masculine, and they're embodying a bit of angst and, you know, getting a little bit funky. Step back from that painting and go, is this actually about me? Or is this a habit formed from a previous experience? What have I triggered in them for them to react in such a fashion? My twin he would always turn his phone off. Half the time, because the karmics would nag him. People would nag him. So he would turn the phone off and he would put it on the refrigerator. He'll shoot me for all these 101s. And if I just merely made a statement, didn't contact him, he knew I wouldn't bother him. He would contact me. Okay? So, you guys have faith, Jupiter and Pisces. It's like feeling a bit loco, right? Do you think we're loco? You're trying to keep going. You're like, I'm pretty sure I done on it ain't crazy. I think I might be going crazy. Okay? Throat chakra. You know? You're like, if you're being productive, when you get nervous, focus on service means, I had a friend who would coach me. And it was, you know, through the years of me being on YouTube, and she said to me, mirror work, and it was right after something bad went down, and I got very angry because I was it's almost like guarded, you know, it's too early to do that, and yes, there is a time and a place. So if something just happened, it can be too raw, but the further into your journey, if you're used to a polarity happening, you're desensitizing the wound, it won't define you. It won't bug you no more. So when it happens, if you go back into that pattern of spiraling, stop. I used to say, grab a pina colada, sit back and relax. You'll hear from them soon. Because when you have attachment, psychically, it's because of lack mentality, not the laws of attraction. You can have attachments of, I need this or I need that, but it's not an attachment. It could be nostalgic, but it's more a benchmark. But if you have an attachment to a saying they're never going to come, well, yeah, it's going to take too long. So there's a time and a place for going, okay, I've looked at this wound a little bit too long. Can I be productive? Am I just, you know, ratting off this rubbish in my head about how insane this process is right now, how it's driving me loco? Can I stop for 2.5, give my mind a holiday, and maybe go do some dishes? Maybe go for a run and pound that pavement and get angry and take the energy out from that situation, person, place, or thing on the pavement. Do something that is for me, not giving my power away to that of what has taken from me at this point. So it's finding healthy ways. You guys are more ready than you think, and that may be the angst at the moment. That you were really ready. And you feel it's been a battle from hell. You know, you've really been working through it. You've really been trying. You've been doing the shadow work. But you kind of, you know, there might have been something that somebody said or something that you saw or that you feel you're waiting for, you know. It's almost like if something good happens, you feel something bad's going to happen. Came through in the Liberate. I do feel... Some of you, I do feel within a week, are going to have communication, information, something that has transformed and changed. I also feel some of you could also be ushering the soulmate energy, and it's a choice what you do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But there is, you know, it's almost like by feeling like disillusioned, by letting go, you get it. It's messed up, man, but it does work, I'm telling you, because it's just about relaxing into it and knowing your worth and going, oh, Sarah, Sarah. I remember putting up a gazebo in my backyard and went, okay, I'm going to learn to live like I am in the Bahamas. I'm going to feel like I'm on an ocean island and living the highest vibrations. And then if you can see the polarity between how you're living and how they're living, then if you think it's not that great, smile. Because you have the world to give. Why wouldn't somebody want to be with you? If it's horrible, you're the polarity. Continue being such. Just be you. Because what you got coming is this, Divine Feminines. Right. But I do feel through you disconnecting, it's creating the masculine to come back through emotions that they weren't able to see because we were too close to the fire. Because they had been battling it, but in order to get an outcome, it's almost like, I wouldn't say ultimatum. No, I don't ever think I ever have given my twin an ultimatum ever. I just merely said what I could and couldn't do. But when I was authentic and said, I won't do this. No. Nope. This is where they fought for their life to get back on track, returned to the innocence of who they were, filled their own personal cup, was able to then look at jealousies, insecurities, and people that were controlling them, and look at me and go, hey, you can come or go as you please, whatever. This is a higher octane than I own you. You get my gist, okay? But through moving away, the separation creates the nostalgia to bring the emotions up that they didn't know. It's a bit like the 40-day no contact rule. Does the polar opposite, feminines, okay? Don't, if you're recent on the path and you're smashing that person's phone, do the polar opposite. You're actually pushing them away, not bringing them in. Relax, know your truth, know who you are. If you have had a really great time, 9 times out of 10, that person is going to call you back. But you've got to play your cards correctly to get a better outcome. Know how to fight. Spiritually, emotionally, you work hard to fill your cup. We do work hard to fill our cup. There's movement, okay? This is gonna move very quickly. Some of you feel that you might be moving. Masculines have solar plexus, okay? They're looking at who they are. They're like, oh, I've got to make up my mind. I don't need to deal with this crap because this crap isn't changing. I need to move into authenticity and integrity of my truth. I need to own this. I psychically know. I intuitively know. I spiritually know. I'm connecting into what my path is. I'm connecting into my values and my beliefs. I'm seeing synchronicities. I'm feeling the vibe of it. I'm hearing songs on the radio about you. I can't get you out of my head. I'm trying to make sense of this. I have to be, this can be if there's a third party person. This card breaks down to an 8. This is infinity. They have infinitely known what it is, this connection. That in order, through my path, I can honestly say, when I look back at it, both parties were scared. We were trying to appease other people. We were trying to make right by what their ego and their thoughts and their prejudice were towards our connection. And because we have empathy and we both have Cancer in our charts, we were like, we'll do what's right for the tribe. But at some point, you have to fill your cup because if the airplane's going down, right? Alison will tell you this. Everyone put your mask on first. Don't help anyone. Oh, the air hostesses aren't coming to help you. They're putting their mask on first. They can't help you if they don't have their mask on. You're going to be grabbing at them. They're going to be choking and so are you. So masculines are realizing this. I can't help anyone if I can't help myself. And feminines, you can't help me. I have to help myself. I have to move into my authenticity through my thoughts and my higher heart chakra. Virgo is high heart chakra. Of my authenticity to know what I feel in my highest consciousness from a perspective I should be doing right now. And I need to heal myself. And where am I saying loads? What is my creative, what's my healthy boundaries? Yellow chakra. Okay, they have been really pulling back at the minute, like holding things back. They have been feeling as though they haven't been operating in their integrity. So even if they have shared an honesty with you and it has been the most distorted fact, it's still they're learning to talk. They're learning to be able to face their shadow in this speech and say, hey, I mucked up, or hey, I've done this. But a lot of times in karmic scenario ships, we do learn unhealthy patterns. So it is almost as though masculines can tend to come to you with PTSD, where they may at times feel afraid to speak for violence at times. Okay, they're being careful. They're being very careful at the minute. But they know something's got to give. What am I cracking up over? The airplane going down. Okay, they're trying. Okay, there may be a... what they do with their energy, I feel now they may be very introverted. I feel they may not be... If they are in a karmic situation, they're kind of pulling back because they feel they need to make a decision. They also feel they've... that they have to be honest They have to be honest towards how they feel now. They feel this has been on the tip of their tongue. They've been way bit patient, but they also feel that there's this longing that they have. It's like coming to a head. They also don't want to be icky. They want to be respectful to end it and move forward. But you can't avoid, you know, it's almost like this revelation where you can't avoid catastrophe. In the spiritual videos I was doing for the psychic energies, the one synchronicity I did see is the outcome was temporarily the star reversed, but it was more saying that a tower had gone down or was about to go down for every zodiac sign on that side. But there's nothing really that the feminine needs to do but to wait for them to get the mop out and clean up. Let the dust settle, okay? It's like you've given them the inkling, speech, statement, vibration. Now it's, you know, what are you going to do? So they have been scared to speak. They're taking a critical eye on it. They're like, I've got to, you know, this is getting messy. I'm not being the masculine I felt I am. I'm not. This isn't allowing me to be the person I am. I wish to be with my divine feminine. I'm making her wait. I want to be happy. Okay, I thought I was happy. Thanks, sweet. They feel they've let this go on too long. They really do. I do feel, I just got this overwhelm where they was crying. I feel as though inside they're crying, but they're mad. I wouldn't even say mad. It's like, oh my gosh, why have I done this for so long? It doesn't resonate with me. This doesn't resonate with me. It's like they want to come towards you, but they know they have to shut this down. Yeah, they know they can't, especially due to integrity. It's like, I have to deal with this right here, right now. Okay, at the heart of it, they need to leave one situation to come to you. So in the heart of it, they know that they need to separate away from this situation so that they can have actually happiness. Right? They know they have to do such. Okay, any hidden... I feel like this week it has been more heightened in emotion. I also feel that they're very standoffish. So if they are in a karmic relationship, I don't feel that they're speaking all that much, but it's almost like they're kind of stepping back and looking at watching the karmic's every move, but it's like it's nitpicky. Because there's almost a knowingness that they know what they want out of their life moving forward. But they're also looking at the patterns that they particularly had. And they're finding that they're outgrowing the patterns as well. And what do I mean by patterns? It's almost like telling yourself that, no, you know, this is the way it is. This is good. I'm seeing a person sitting on a couch, and I'm seeing... it's almost like I see somebody walking around, but they're listening to the pitch of the voice. But it's almost like they're staring at them like, I don't know what I saw in you. Oh, bless. But the pitch of the tone of the person's voice is a little bit irritating to them. But it's like it doesn't resonate with them anymore. So it's almost like they've had this light bulb moment. They're looking at it. They're thinking, it's almost like they're looking at their life, but they're in the life, but out of the life. The sofa I can see is towards the wall. There's a coffee table in front. It's a long coffee table. The kitchen's to the right. It feels plump and plush. Let's say medium tones. But they're sitting against the wall. This seat feels like a one-seater. It doesn't feel like a two-seater. Long coffee table. I feel the coffee table might be glass. Regardless, the view that they're showing me is that they're just listening to the voice and they're watching this in an observation sense, and they're like, I can't believe I chose this path. I can't believe. Like, it's almost like when you wake up and you go, was this my life? Yeah, I was happy with it before. I was trying to convince, and they were at a point, acceptance of it, you know? But something shifted, and it's like that. They just really, really can't lie to their circumstances at the minute of where they are, and I'm not surprised because Gino's going direct, and it's just going to confuse us all. Any questions, feminists? Super chats. I'll get my cards all sorted for anyone that wishes to have one. If you did like the video, please like, share, subscribe if you're new. We have the Members Hub. We've got 3 tier levels. We've got your twin flame connections. We've upgraded those, so they're 3 times now a month. Sometimes it rolls over to the other, but I'll keep you in the loop. And I may be doing reports in there mid-month as well. So you know what I mean? On one of the sessions, it might be like a spiritual report, a coaching session, and the other 2 will be reads. I'll gauge it. Yes. I do have a launch of a new project. I'm keeping it hush-hush. I'm only sharing the information with a select few. Very exciting. Yes, I found a new way. So it's going to be launched closer to the fact when it's all set up, and I'll be giving you a heads up. For the insanity at the moment, I feel you're going to get communication. I do feel communication. I don't feel they're in a very good place right now. I do feel that they're very anxious. I've got to keep an eye on the time too. Shelley, seriously. It was the catalyst to change. Trust the process. Stella, how you doing, beautiful? Cheer up, Chook. I think I need my iron infusion. Stella, your money's going to pick up next month, but you feel a bit protective at the moment. You feel as though you're not hearing anything. You feel like you may not feel particularly like you're in yin-yang balance. And you feel like you could be feeling like the black sheep at the minute. Does that make sense? Cheer up, Charlie. Yeah, because you feel that something's got to give. You feel like, you know, something's got to jump. And it's like, Dutch courage. Which one? But you may find a revelation inside your own direct situation at the moment that needs dealing with. Do you know? Yeah, I know. I'm going to do it. I'll try and do it today. I've got the owner coming because the roof is leaking into the garage. We had floods over here. So I had a webinar, the Aries and Chiron webinar, as we were getting flooded. I got stuck in it. So the roof has been flooded, and they need to repair that. So I had to have that at 10, and then I've got clients during the day. I'll try and do it today or over the weekend, because I did see some things in the news, and I'm like, shit, I already know what I'm going to say, so I've got to hurry up and do it, because I've pulled the astrology chart for the father and her. So, yes, I have the template there. I just need to sit my butt down and do it, because we are going to be launching, here and there I'll just jump in and I'll do some zodiacs based on some updates on celebrities. We're going to do celebrity, psychic, and astrology. So who is the other? So I'm seeing Stella. I see for you that you may be getting to a place where you're going to make a decision on your own life at the moment. It's getting that high. Okay, Emma. Do you have an idea, Emma? Yeah, I did, Stella. Emma. MZ doll? Was that it? I didn't even get my hair done today. And the lighting's so poor in here. I need to get a new light. I need to get a new computer. Except the computer I want's $3,000. And I'm probably going to need it next year. I'm pretty nothing at the moment. It feels like you're going to have, it feels as though you feel stuck, like your third eye's blocked. Yeah, it feels like your third eye's blocked up. It's like you're not quite, it's like things aren't moving. It's like you're trying to make something work, but you feel that the thing is, I do feel you're going to have a breakthrough. I feel as though you're going to have this logical breakthrough. You're going to be stuck, but it's like you're just going to have this light bulb moment. And you're going to be like, it was right there all along. There's a solution coming. There is a solution. You're going to have a breakthrough. But you've got to be careful not to get angry in the next week or so, moving through to August. Try and keep grounded, because I do feel it's almost like you're psychologically stuck, but once it shifts, it's either working on a process, could be relating to work as well. But there's certain circumstances playing out, and it's kind of blocked. Ow. Do you have Libra in your chart? Because look, Aries and Chiron, we need to pay attention to those locations. They can bring up dis-ease, if you know what I mean, in certain aspects of the astrology, because the Virgo placement is health, and then you add Chiron retrograde to that. So we need to practice good PPE, look after ourselves with our aura and our health, and also do that of what we can control and let go of what we can't. I hope that helps. That's okay, Stella. Am I to true heart now? But I feel, Emma, it's almost like business. I think you've got a lot of good things coming. I don't have a bad feeling. You might be in the thick of it now, Dale, but I do feel you're going to have a lot of good things coming. I'm actually quite excited there. This is where we can be quite egoic, but it just doesn't feel that it's coming through that way. I feel it's a creative idea. Yeah. I usually have my light on, but, So, who am I doing next? I just scrolled up and I've forgotten. Is it True Heart next? Whew. Well, I've picked True Heart's card, so I'll leave that there. I am hearing the Katy Perry song Raw. I am seeing the Katy Perry song Raw. I think you are doing something bold and different. I think you're having the strength, and it's like, I know what I want, but it's the right way. Do you know what I mean? It's like by letting things shift and saying who you are and being who you are, everything comes towards you. But it's just letting go, trusting the process, being divinely yourself. When we look at this card, it is to do with the fact that they can tame the beast, and the beast can be inside us. The shadow energy, it can be, because in a mirror effect, we do need to look at that. So yes, that of what, when we face our shadow and we say, are we actually speaking our truth? Are we being our truth? Are we living in, angst or distress or disease? I mean, that's where we get unwell, right? So if we're living in alignment of who we are, it's not a bad thing. And it doesn't mean that we need to be angry. We can just move into knowing how to calm our energy. But like the laws of attraction, we can attract it back, because then we can have empathy, because we've done the same thing as other people have done, which is, have I been open? I need more. I want more. I like you. You know what I mean? So it does feel you've turned a new leaf open. It does feel this is going to grow. It feels it's based on strong feelings, but it's also got strength. And by being where you are, doing what you're doing in your truth, it attracts it, if that makes sense. I'm speaking in code here. And who was next? Did I miss anyone? I got True Heart. How many 499s did you give me, lady? Or were they all different questions? It feels good. I don't have a bad feeling. I feel you're going to be working on balance and working on self and just focusing on this one moment. I think that's the key to it. Yeah. Yeah, just sit back, let it be. Because like I said, when we sit with the feeling of, how do I put it? If this is what you want, I'm going to give you what you want. Sometimes, have you ever dealt with twin flame connections and then you kind of say something to them and then about a week later, okay, Hayley, you kind of like, they mention something that you said. So don't push. You've offered it. Sit back and let them decide what's best for them, because that's the difference. Strength sometimes is when we push, right? And that's not strength. It's egoic and it's pressing. But a statement's different. A statement's, this is my benchmark. This is what I need. What do you need? Okay, but then we can't then get angry when we hear what they're saying, because they're speaking from their truth, and we're trying to get that language barrier there so we can communicate with each other. So yes, we can get upset at times, but it's also by hearing the truth. So by hearing such, we can then accept, okay, that's your value. When we step back, distance makes the heart grow fonder. If that person feels that resonates, it resonates. If they feel it doesn't, then they'll come towards you and they'll say, hey, I actually think I've had a revelation. So it's just, and even after that, why do they say divorces don't go through right away? Is because they make you sit with it for a good year. Over here in Australia, they do, because it's, people come back together. It's like, let things settle, especially when very strong connections are there. They give you the cooling off period. Wish they'd do that with cars. Fuck. Whatever happened to that? Hayley. Ooh. I can see somebody around you at the moment, Hayley, that likes you, and I do feel it's separate to that other person. No shit. But I also see offers coming through. This could be work, and it could be promotions, it could be, it's like there's two things, but it's almost like it feels like a person around you. So yeah, I had to start early today, Dale, because I've got a contractor coming here. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's somebody around you that likes you. Yeah, they like you, but they're not telling you. It's so hard to be a Leo. You guys are having a hard time at the moment, especially with depression and stress. As Jupiter dips back into Aquarius, you're going to feel a bit better, but you need to wait till after the moon, because it's a full moon. So you're having a full moon in your relationship sector. So you're feeling all sorts of ways, but you're psychologically letting things go for them to be rebirthed. But it can be a culmination point of it coming full head for it to be correct. But it's going to get better. I mean, I've had phone calls from clients that are Leo, messages from clients that are Leo, other zodiacs as well. This is a tough part of the month. That's why I cover astrology, to give you the ups and downs. And yes, in the first week there's squares, so you're going to be implementing things in your life. You're going to be changing about, looking at money, looking at career, but it's having a surety in knowing that things are going to be good. But it's also, let me look at the chart for Leo. Leo at the moment has Cancer on the 12th house. So your wounds come down to your beliefs and your feelings that you've got to be everything to everyone. And, I was touching base with it with a Leo Nix on Instagram, because I do go onto Instagram and I put little horoscopes and things up there. And so with the ascendant and the descendant, we didn't get to finish that conversation. With an ascendant being Cancer, was it Cancer, Leo Nix? What did you say yours was? Yeah, and then the descendant Capricorn, it's a bit like you will operate the best, providing people around you are stable, but it's almost like you've got to be both. They're like, oh, we want you to be mum, but we want you to go out and have a full-time job too. And it's like, who's cooking the bloody dinner? Okay, I better start to 1 o'clock in the morning and cook. A bunch of psychics who have been telling me Usually in a Juno transit, the reason why I do the astrology is to tell you when you'd have reconnections, when the possibilities are. Obviously, I channel these energies psychically. You have 2 opportunities. But yes, there is, it's funny because I had to even look at my journey, and whenever I'd just gone, oh God, I give up. That's where my head would go, oh, I'm dead, I'll give up. That's where I'd get a phone call, and I'd be like, are you shitting me? I've just resurrected my ass out of the grave, and you call me now? You're like, yeah, I'm all calm now. That's why you come back, because it's safe. Cancer, Venus, anyone? No, I'm Scorpio. I remember telling my twin the personality of me. I said, I'm Cancer, moon, Libra, I'm balanced. Cancer in my chart, I'm family orientated, approachable, understanding. And Venus, I'll mess you up if you mess with me. And he looked at me and I went, I don't mean that. I'm deep. But we have to learn to actually open up. But people will tell us things. It's just like, in the Venus element of things. Yeah. Who's the next super chat? So, Hayley Bean, I do think so sweet. But I think they're a bit jealous at the moment. And I do feel there's going to be a person who's a bit smitten on you. I also feel one of their friends likes you. Miss, you're very popular. You got a bit of a on the catwalk. I'm Saturn in Leo. Feel for me? Yeah, Sun and Leo. Get old. Okay. Lois, you know what I'm saying? I feel that there is a person from the past coming back. This might have been a friend, love. And it's around the time you leave work. This is what I'm saying. How long do you have now? It feels as though, you feel emotional at the moment. I'll say that. But what I'm saying psychically is the discord is showing you what you need. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you feel a bit out of sync. Are they going through crap at the moment? Yes, they are. But what I am seeing is there is a person from the past coming back, and I don't think this is twin initially, but this is soon. I do feel it's social. It could be either through social media, it might be Facebook, it might be a reunion of some description. But I feel as you're in high vibe and hanging out with this person, you're going to actually hear from your twin. And this could be 3D communication. As for that email, I do feel that they are now aware of it. And there has been a little bit of a fight over it. It's caused a bit of a fight. Okay? But there's a connection coming. Now, that other person, I don't feel you're going to enter into a romantic connection, but I feel you guys have it's like a kindred connection. This person goes way back with you. You feel really comfortable. It's just really easygoing. But yeah, I see them coming to your house. I see like a barbecue, like a meal. There's a lighter energy that's coming towards your home as well. There's a happier vibration. But you need to go through this tunnel first. Once you're through this tunnel, I feel this is when, the peace and tranquility is going to come back. I hope that makes sense. I've seen this person's pretty tall. They're quite masculine. They're tall. And comedian. I hope you know who I'm talking about. I know you miss them, doll. But think about it this way. Hayley Bean, they should miss you. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like Hayley? Is he breaking up with his karmic to come back to me? Move home, Hayley. Don't wait for a man. He can catch up. Yes, you will get a love proposal, but have fun. Honey, if you want me to chain you to the kitchen sink, you can come on down. You got to look at it this way. How I got into yin-yang balance was what my masculine was doing We always end up doing the polar opposite. Then when it comes back, how do I put it? When it comes back, Hayley probably thinks I'm different on YouTube to what I am on the, you know, platform. Ask your mum, I'm the same. Hayley, I'm the same. This is how I talk. I don't bite, right? You've got the same thing again. You got love everywhere. You got love. You know, doing dishes and ironing jocks is not love, okay? That's dedication and commitment. Don't do what most of us twin flames did. It's not all or nothing. We go to extremities. I can take as long as I bloody like. I'm going to have my house. I'm going to do it very successfully. Hayley, you're going to do it successfully. You do have house movement during Pluto retrograde. The highest of octanes of when it could come through for you is October. Okay, so house movement, as per se, in a flowing way, is potentially October, or the other time that it will go really flowingly will be with Pluto going direct. When does that happen? Let me have a look. Pluto, where are you? Because it's Scorpionic in energy. I can't bloody see, Hayley, but yeah, just go check. As many of us can tell you. Oh, thanks. Sally! Mustang Sally, my baby. What have you done, Sally? Do you know the first card I looked at? What have you done? What have you done, naughty girl? I'm giving that as a... I'm getting back to you, Leonix. Sorry. I haven't forgotten you. I'll get there. Sally's done something. Okay, Leo next. Karmic. I'm not saying a karmic chick. There's no karmic. What karmic? Did I? Anything on your masculine? So, Hayley, yes. I'll just quickly answer Hayley's and I'll go back to Leonix's. I do see them doing such, but I also feel... one of your processes is, how do I put it? It's almost like when they're in the relationship, it's like, look at me, I got a relationship. And you have to learn to love being single in order to get that back. Because number one, if you were back in it, have you done everything that you wanted to do? We can miss a person, but guess what? If you know that person has chemistry with you, darn on it, love, go party. Go have some fun. It is attractive. It is like, it's almost like you're grabbing life with all horns and you're going, do you know what? I'm going to be chained to the kitchen sink soon. I'm probably going to have babies and do all of those things. I'm going to eat life, like grab life and do it so good. I'm going to do it like I do, right? And then they're going to be going, Hayley's free. My life sucks. I was trying to make her jealous. What you got to understand is he's trying to make her jealous. Anywho, Leo next. Let's see yours. And then we'll jump down to Sally. Mustang Sally. Shit, I better keep an eye on the time. Matt, I had to relearn to be in a relationship. I became really selfish. I was like, this is, you know, I eat vegetarian. I eat, like, seafood and things. Oh my God. Leo next. What is your twin doing? What seems to be the hold up? Are you putting the brakes on or are they? Because it looks like both of you are scared. Both of you are feeling as though you don't trust the process. 1 minute you're running, 1 minute you're stopping. 1 minute you're running, 1 minute you're stopping. And it's like, you might just need to step back and look at it for a sec, digest it a little bit. Because it's both of you doing the same thing. You're both doing the same shit, right? You're both, like, doing the same thing. Yeah, 804. Well, that was a comical one, Sally. That wasn't really a card, but I do have an intuition that you're being naughty. What have you been doing? Anyway, so it feels as though there's an emotional energy of mirror work that needs to be looked at. And once you look at the fear of both of you leaving each other, you won't be scared anymore. But I feel both of you are doing the same thing. It's almost like she's going to call me. He's going to call me. No, you call. No, you do that. Okay, that's kind of how it's coming through. Could have been crosswords. Okay, who is next? It's making you confused, Leonix. It's making you feel like you've got a headache. Has the karmic bloody called you? Sally, has the karmic called you? I've got 64 minutes and I need to have a durry and I need to have a coffee. I need to have a bit of a Mustang Sally moment. Has the karmic called you? Do you want to go karmic on them? Nothing more than usual. Yeah, you, Sally. Or do you want to go karmic on them? Oh, God. Yeah, this is Sally's. So, Leonix, you need to look at the mirror work because both of you are doing, it's a bit like, you know, and it's like, who's going to call who? Yeah, you got to cut that. Cut that out. Cut it out. Say what you need. Turn up at the house. No. Yep. There's something that's going to come up then this week relating to the karmic, okay? I'll pull a clarifier. It's telling you to keep grounded, right? Don't own it. Giggle in your head. Big giggle. Come on, us three. Giggle, Glimmer, and Sally. You put us in the house and we're like, we're the naughty three. Mind you, Lysiana and, yeah, my other friends will like that too. Yeah, the karmic is losing hope. There's something going down and you weren't even around to cause it. Do you feel good? Do you feel good? Any other questions? Anyone before I love you and leave you? Can't wait for that coffee. And again, I've got to get back to that project I've started. God help me. It's big. It's getting bigger by the moment when I plan it. I'm like, I'm kind of freaking out. We're not talking about it on here for the small amount of people that knew, because I did give a bit of a spill on what it was on Facebook. I deleted it because I'm keeping it But 3 months prior to launch, I will do a lot of advertising. Okay? So the launch is large. It is resonating with this whole platform and things we're doing, and this platform's going to continue. I'm not stopping it, but it's just a very exciting separate project that is a little bit like a sundry. It's like the cherry on the top of the ice cream, right? So yes, anywho. Yes, the previous one was for you. The karmic is sulking because it's going to shit and you ain't even there. So she can't blame you, right? She's not happy. You can ask as many as you want. Yeah, you won't hear about it, but I'm telling you, something's going down. And it's almost like they're saying to the karmic, like, I don't talk to anyone. Why are you blaming that person? Yeah, no shit. No, that's what she's going to need to do because she's digging her own, you know. Yeah. There's tasks going down that aren't turning out so well. Love and light, everyone. I hope I addressed everyone's questions. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for coming along, and I'll see you next Friday. Yes, every Friday back on YouTube. Okay? We have 3 sessions in the Members Hub. They're $11 for the whole month. And the first tier level is Twin Flame Reads, and it is 3 times a month. So if you want the additional, you can come through for $11. The link is below, or on the main page, find it on the computer. Thank you, Giggle. I'll have to look at my settings. And stay tuned for the psychic updates. They'll be coming out soon. They're in the Members Hub at the moment on the 2nd and 3rd level. You get all the pre-release content on the 2nd level, and you get all the extensions on the top level. Yeah, we love Hayley. We can't not have Hayley in the house. It's just there has to be a Hayley in every house, and we have Hayley in the house. We've got to have a Sally in the house. We've got to have a Haley in the house. We've got to have a Eddie in the house. You know, I could name all of you. Leo Nix. Yeah. That hair girl. Anywho, I'd love to name all of you. Lois as well. You know. Get the toothbrush out, peeps. Love and light.